In today's unboxing, we take a look at Dice Masters Battle for Ultamar, the campaign box by WizKids Games, based in the Warhammer 40k universe. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away. Here we have the Dice Masters Battle for Ultamar campaign box by WizKids Games. Now this is set within the Warhammer 40k universe. Of course it is not used within Warhammer itself. It just uses two of the main factions and a bunch of the characters in there. So if you are familiar with the Warhammer 40k world, you will definitely recognize all this. One of the interesting things about all of the Dice Masters is that the way that they have designed it is you can kind of mix and match things and mix and match the different parts from all of the different Dice Masters universe. And I've always liked that. I always liked that idea, especially when they started doing, say, like the Marvel and the DC stuff and be able to mix comic book characters. But now, can you imagine Superman going up against some Death Guard? That sounds kind of interesting. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this. And of course, ages 14 plus, choking hazards, because we are dealing with dice here. Let's go ahead and flip it over. It gives us a little bit of lore, a layout of what a two-player game might look like. This is a bit pathetic. These are definitely computer-rendered dice. That's kind of funny. But here it gives us our runtime, 30 minutes, ages 14 plus for 2+ players. And then, of course, the components that we will be able to find within the box. Go ahead and take a look at the sides real quick. And the box definitely feels pretty sturdy, like it's going to hold up well. And especially if you are playing this with younger kids, you know, a nice sturdy box is always beneficial. Battle for Ultamar campaign box. In the Warhammer 40,000 Dice Masters Battle for Ultamar campaign box, the Stuart Primaris Marines of the Imperium of Man go head to head with the disgusting and petulant Death Guard of the Chaos God Nurgle. This set is perfect for new fans who want an entire experience in a box and seasoned players alike, featuring some of the most iconic units from Guilliman Primaris Marines and Morton's Death Guard, such as Voro Tigerius, Primaris Intercessors, Typhus, and the Plague Marines. This box has everything two players need for a Dice Masters battle of galactic proportions, including dice, cards, bags, and playmats. Warhammer 40,000 Dice Masters Battle for Ultamar uses the same award-winning proprietary system as Quarter Warriors and is fully compatible with other Dice Masters products. Designed by Mike Elliott and Eric M. Lang, it's the ultimate dice battling experience. Well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to dive into this thing. Again, especially when it comes to the whole and is fully compatible with other Dice Masters products. That right there is one of the reasons why I kind of gotten into the Dice Masters, even though it doesn't have that solo option, which is one of the things that is usually a requirement for me. This one fit a lot of the other niches that I'm always looking for, and it was something that my son was also interested in, and the more things I can bring him into, the better it is, and the more I can do with some of the other stuff. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see what we have on the inside. And right off, we have what looks like the rules. So we will try to flip through that here in a minute. We have two extremely small playmats, but really you don't need much. But it is nice, again, to see the, just the designed, in the background here, the Warhammer 40k design here in the background. Usually they also have these available online so you can print them out. So you can, have an enlarged copy or print them. And then some places still might have the neoprene matte type play mats, or I think there's neoprene, I don't know because I haven't been able to get one yet. But the actual play mats. But these are nice, kind of nice, sturdy. Again, it just helps you to remember, how the play is, how it goes around. Then we have the contents for the box. Now this is kind of interesting. Now in a lot of the other Dice Masters, and I think they're going away from this, but they're blind bags, so there's a little bit of rarity going on. But this is just the box that you can get. You know exactly what's coming in here. So these check marks to me don't make a whole lot of sense. I got the box. I should have everything in here. There shouldn't be anything missing. And then of course the Orcs and Space Wolves, which we have already looked at. So this kind of adds to that. And then here we have the box of everything. Now, one thing that I have always liked about these campaign boxes is the little storage aspect of it. Where a lot of times with some of the other Dice Masters, you'll get the starting box and it's this nice little cubed and it has everything you need to play. But I always recommend to try to get at least one or two of these campaign boxes because the storage, again, that it provides is really, really fantastic. Let's go ahead and try that. There we go. Okay. So you are not taped shut. And then, of course, we saw there was nothing there under the bottom. All right. So, but again, it's really nice. It keeps everything done. And that's kind of where it goes in. Then our Do Not Eat gel keeps everything. I believe this is for moisture control. I don't know. I can't remember. And this is I like this. It looks like all of the different characters have their own, or their dice are in their own little baggie. So there's not going to be any sorting that you're going to need to do. And then we have our dice. Now these are fairly standard now. If you've gotten any of the other Dice Masters stuff, you probably have a bunch of these. Where here we have the Sidekick Dice. I don't know if they're going to call them something different in this game. Because remember, it started off, I believe it started off at least with this being, comic book based. So these were our sidekicks. Let us see. Let's just take a real quick look. 12 basic action dice. No, those were those. Nope, they still call them 16 Sidekick Dice. So they have not changed the name of them. So they haven't changed these to like soldier dice or anything. They're, in the instructions they're still calling them Sidekick Dice. Let's go ahead and take a look at these real quick. Now they are all the same. Where we have the fist type, shield, energy, and then a question for a random, and then a little figure. And then here we have our basic action dice. You will see they are all the same. They're just in a different color, so it looks like we have a purple, red, blue, and orange. Let's go ahead and pull one of these out so we can take a look at it. So then, little eye there. There we go. And in here, in our set of cards, there should be some basic actions. Yep, and then some reds. Because what you will do is out of all of the basic actions in here, and again, you can use any basic action from any of the Dice Masters stuff, but you will pick a basic action, assign it to a color, and then anybody can purchase the dice for those basic actions. But then, of course, there's only 3 of those that are available for purchase. So that's how that works. And then we have the bags. Now these aren't bags. I think they are technically a type of material, type of fabric material. So they hold up better over time. But here we go. And the other one. Very cool. And then finally, let me put you back in your bag. All right. Next, let's take a look at these cards, and that is nice. I love it when they have easy open bags. It makes it so much easier. But so then here we have just the 4 colors. Again, so when you select the basic actions you want, you'll just kind of put it under to assign it to the color. And then we have all of our characters. So we'll look at those together. Basic action. So we can kind of look at them with their die. So let's look at the basic actions first. And they all have that same back. Very cool. All right. And then that brings us to all the cards. Let's do a zoom in close up of these and associate them with the dice so we can take a look at everything. One thing that is nice though with all the cards, they do put the dice, all the faces of the dice right there, and they give us the max count. Now that is always one of the more annoying things that I'll find with this. That usually your max count is going to be 4. I think with a couple of these there was some 5s. I think with some of my other ones there were some 5s. But that's annoying because this comes with 3 dice for everything. So for you to be able to go with the max count, you would need 2 of these campaign boxes. But then you'd have 2 extra dice that you can't use. So it's like, what? I absolutely hate when they've, now that they've done that, making that having that, different max count or whatever. It makes it very difficult because to me, I cannot justify buying 2 campaign boxes for 1 extra die for all of the different cards. That I absolutely hate. All right, now here we have the first cards for the game. Now let me pull out another one so I can go up close. Now if you notice, here, come on, zoom in. There we go. Up here at the top it gives a number. So these of course is 1, 2, 3. So I just want to do a brief description of the cards. You will see that there are 3 of each one. Again, that kind of goes back to when it was a gravity-fed system, and you would have more of like a common, uncommon, rare, or mythic, or some just the different versions. But here, again, since you're doing the campaign box to kind of get away with that, you have all 3 right here. You'll notice they all have the same main name. You can only have 1 of that same main name within your game. But then they have different minor names, I guess you might want to call them. I don't know the best terminology for that. They all usually have the same image on it. They usually will have a different text, a different special ability, usually a different cost. But then they will all use the same dice. The ones here that I'm showing are most of the dice will have 3 sides being resource that you earn, 3 sides being for that character or that unit as here, and there are 3 different levels of the unit that usually get stronger as you go up. So here you can see the level 1, 2, 3. Now for the rest of the cards, it'll probably just be a couple second slideshow of this same setup, showing you the 3 cards and the 3 dice for these 3 main characters. And of course, then again, you can see what the other sides are written off here to the side. Again, they are all the same, and they will usually, again, be a resource. Now, some of these dice are harder to see, so in that instance, come on, zoom in for me. There we go. See, so when they are harder to see, I will try and put them below the card, so you can hopefully see them, but you can at least again see what they should be. And now here we have the rule book, which we will do our best to try to take a flip through. But being the size of this thing, which really there is no reason for it to be this small. I mean, you're in a giant campaign box. It could have been a full-size rule book. But I guess this is so if they were to ever redo this as their small box, it would still work. But here we'll do our best to try to flip through this a little bit to take a look. And of course, right off the rip, we have all of our components. Again, we kind of talked about the the different little bits. The 16 Sidekick, the 12 basic, which are 4 of each color, and then the 48 character dice, 3 of each of the 16 characters in here, or units that are in here. Again, that was one of the more annoying things that I found. Within this set, there were no units greater than 4 of a max count. I believe in the Space Wolves there was a 5, but I don't remember right off the top of my head if that was right or not, but for some reason I want to remember there was a 5. But at least here, where everything is a 4, again, I find that extremely annoying that you're only going to give me 3 of the dice, because again, I just cannot justify buying a whole second campaign box just for that 1 die. Maybe if you're lucky enough and you have a large gaming group where each of you can get or 3 of you can each get your own campaign box, and then together throw in a third and split up the third one, maybe then. But even that, I mean, it'd be so hard, because then you have the car. How do you split everything? You only split the dice. Yeah, it's a mess. I really dislike that. Well, let's go ahead and take a look here. And the setup, again with this, I mean, it's just so ridiculously hard to read. And when they're in their small starter boxes, this makes sense. This is a nice, in that case, this would actually be a large instruction manual, a nice size instruction manual. But here in this campaign box, where you do have room for the full thing, for an actual instruction manual of substance, that would be easier to read, easier to flip through, easier to hold on the table while you play. I'm not a fan of this instruction manual whatsoever. Here's showing the different types of energy or the different types of resources that you have. And then another mat example in the book. Interesting, because they gave us, that's even larger. So oh, and here they're giving an example of play. Tournament rules. Interesting. And then again, talking about the expansions, there's 2 that are out at the time of this printing. Now I believe there's even another campaign box and another 2 units, Dark Angels and Blood Angels maybe. One of the things that would be interesting is if they were to ever make a Age of Sigmar one, and then you could have you finally have our Warhammer 40k versus Age of Sigmar. Who wouldn't want that? Well, that is everything for the Battle of Ultamar Dice Masters campaign box for the world or universe of Warhammer 40k by WizKids Games. I hope this unboxing has helped you to determine if this is something you would be interested in. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.